Okay, so Kallen, say hi. Kallen and I are going to go on a Honda Monkey cruise or adventure, sometimes we like to call things like this. So what we're going to do is take a nice, I think it's about 9 miles or so, run through some really nice dual sport roads. There's a mix of concrete, gravel, and dirt, down to some 2-track trail, and then along the way we're gonna see some waterfalls and just some interesting, nice stuff. So not much to say along the way, so we'll just probably put it in time warp until we hit the falls, look at the falls for a minute, and then time warp to our final destination, which is a friend's farm that having a 4th of July party, because today's 4th of July, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're coming up on our first spot, which is the natural waterfalls. And this is in Pennsylvania, just across the border. Hello! Just across the border into Pennsylvania, right on the New York border. So there's 2 little falls. There's one right there, right? You've been in that one before, haven't you? And then there's the big one, and this is probably the lightest that these run. It's kind of the dry season here. Well, maybe the fall would be a little bit drier, but not crazy waterfall, but nice little waterfalls to let the kids go play around in down there. Okay, you ready to keep going? Yep. All right, so I guess now's a good time to maybe talk about the logistics of what's going on here. So you see, Kallen's my 4-year-old son, and he can fit perfectly on the front of the Honda Monkey in front of me. And since I changed the handlebars out, he's got a nice little grab handle there. So this is a pretty comfortable setup. If you have a little kid, say I could probably do like six and under would probably be the upper end of the age limit. 6 years old, basically. I mean, you don't want too big a person in front of you. And he puts his feet, 1 foot on the pipe shield on that side, and 1 foot on the side pod cover. And obviously not too worried about the aesthetics of this bike much anymore, because his shoes and boots will scuff up the paint on that side box cover. So I mean, this bike is kind of my play bike, fun bike. So it's not a show bike, so if you want to keep your bike pristine, you probably don't want little shoes and boots on top of your exhaust heat shield or your side pod cover. So that's something to keep in mind. But I kind of outfitted the bike to be able to do this. I have the KLX 110 handlebar bend on here, the ODI version of it, and that gives me a nice wide grip here, and it allows me to kind of squeeze my little guy there right in between. Kind of allows me to squeeze him in there into the tank. I can squeeze my legs, that squeeze his legs into the tank, and it keeps him nice and secure. He's feeling confident. He's never been scared riding with me on this bike, because I can squeeze him. He can feel me squeezing him in there, so that makes him feel good, and makes me feel good because I know I got him locked in there. So As to the size of the bike and the possibility of doing this, the Monkey is a small bike. It's a play bike. You know, it's got 12-inch wheels. It's not really meant for long distances or meant to carry anything heavy, including a person. So this bike's been upgraded with suspension. It's got stiffer shocks on it. I'm a 200-pound rider, so it's got rear shocks capable of carrying a 200-pound rider, and I upgraded the front forks to the Öhlins inserts, so it's suspended very well at this point. Obviously I have some upgraded tires to be able to handle the dirt and gravel and stuff, and I'm running the Shinko Mobbers front and back. Those seem to be a good tire for just about everything, especially deep mud. And it's a good time to test out the pavement a little bit. And this bike is it's really flickable. I mean, it moves fast. You can lean fast. It's low and fat, so it's got a really low center of gravity, and you know, that makes it a lot of fun to ride. But you know, just for little cruises and fun stuff like this, it's great. But anything bigger, you're probably just gonna want to avoid the Grom Monkey size. Oh, look at the deer. Lots of deer here in upstate New York. So anyways, it's a pretty comfortable bike if you want to carry a little kid with you. And I actually upgraded this bike to have rear passenger pegs. Can't see them now. I actually did another video on that, carrying my 7-year-old boy behind me. So adding these rear passenger pegs onto the bike really made it comfortable for my 7-year-old to sit behind me. And I added a couple other accessories back there, like a rear grab handle, and that kind of lets him know that his rear end's at the end of the seat. Maybe he can grab onto it if we're going slow. So the bike overall is set up pretty nice to be like a little family fun bike, and that's exactly what I was going for. So it's moments like these that make you satisfied with the mods that you've chosen. And of course I've done some power mods to make the bike a little bit more peppy. Totally not necessary, but just fun for me as I like to tinker. We just saw some nice deer run by, didn't we? Probably didn't get it on video because I think I was switching between time-lapse and regular video, but maybe we'll see some more, right, Cal? So now we've switched to the 2-track off-road that I was referring to when we left. So riding on off-road with the passenger is obviously a little bit more difficult. But you have to be really balanced, confident in your riding abilities, and the same characteristics of this bike that I was talking about, being low and squat and wide, don't make it a good heavy off-road choice or machine of choice. But it'll pluck through this stuff if you're willing to bounce around a bit. It's really hard to stand up on the bike anyways because the pegs just aren't made for it, and you know, obviously probably can't really stand up with your little guy or little girl in front of you much anyways, so you just gotta go slow and peck around. It's a little more bumpier, so they're gonna be jostling around more so than the road, obviously, but gotta keep your squeeze on them, keep their legs squeezed to that tank, and they'll stay on there just fine. You want to get through that mud? Oh, it's always fun to go through some mud, isn't it? Oh, there's a newt in there. Where'd he go? Gotta wait for the mud to clear. Oh, there he is, straight ahead. See the tire up there? Look on this side. Right there. See him over here? See him right down there? Let's see if he pops up. Uh-oh, you turned us off. Turn us back on. There he is. I think. No, I don't see him. He has a nice home here, huh? Till the car comes. Alright, turn us back on. Good. Bye, Newt. Fun little things in the puddles here in upstate New York. Newts, salamanders, frogs. There's always frogs. Think there's any frogs in this one? Their heads pop up, yeah. I don't see any. No frogs? That's weird. There's always frogs in these puddles. Yeah. Maybe it was too hot because the sun was on it. That was a fun little part of the adventure, right? So now I always kind of scoot them back into me a little bit. You can kind of reach in front and grab them by the belly and pull them back into you. So now we're going into, I think, what is a state forest on the right side. Yeah. It's where the what? This is where the frogs' waters go to? Yeah. Yep, there's state land on that side. So this is a kind of a rugged trail. Not many cars would be making their way down here. So it's still very navigatable, even with the little guy. If it was just me, I'd try to stand up on the pegs and ride the rear brake. I'm riding the rear brake now with my foot, so it makes it pretty easy. Obviously the knobby tires help out too, so. All right, we're almost to the last road. Those are all the logs. The logging industry is pretty big here around Deposit, New York. You want to do a wheelie? Hold on. Just a little one. Oh, some more. More puddles. Got to do puddles. A little creek. Yeah. There's frogs? Oh, there's splashes in there? Yeah. Oh, I don't see them. They must hide pretty good. There's the farm. Bumpy, bumpy. That's too bumpy. All right, we're here. Oh, there they all are. Look at that poodle. Look at that poodle. Hi, poodle. Hi, German Shepherd.